What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with another video on Captain Marvel. So this isn't really a topic I want to talk about, but I've got a following online, so I feel like I need to talk about it. So the controversy around the Captain Marvel movie. So for people that actually want to go watch the movie, I'm still doing a giveaway for tickets to go watch the movie. All you have to do is follow me on Instagram at Warstu and let me know that you want to go watch it. Either DM me or comment on one of my latest pictures on Instagram if you are interested. So the audience score for the Captain Marvel movie started off really good. It was at 96. Then last night it went down to something like 28%. But the problem is the audience score tends to be for people that have watched the movie, not for do I want to watch the movie. So there's some publications that are kind of spinning it wrong. It's not a review. It's a want to go watch the movie. It's not an actual audience score. So what's been happening is a lot of people, there's over 43,000 users on there who appear to be kind of non-constructive, trolling it. Obviously, Captain Marvel, Brie Larson, has come under massive fire since all the allegations of what allegedly was said about, obviously, the white men. I don't want white men reviewing my movie, but realistically, she was more on about diversity. And also when she said things like, oh, I trained for 9 months, so I felt like I could throw any random man. And obviously some people were spinning it like she said that she wanted to kind of cause violence to people or hurt people. But she was just saying that she felt so strong that she could do this. So what happened is late last night, Rotten Tomato actually deactivated the audience wanting to watch this movie. And before people say this is owned by Disney, it's not. Rotten Tomatoes is actually owned by Comcast and also Warner Brothers, so there's no affiliation to Disney. So some people could say that Marvel are trying to censor Rotten Tomato. Now, I don't really think Marvel or Disney has a direct line to Rotten Tomato and phones them up and says, yeah, you need to disable that. So a few hours after, they actually did officially release a public blog saying, yo guys, we're making some changes. And essentially what it boils down to, it says, what else are we doing? We're disabling the comment function prior to a movie's release date. Unfortunately, we've seen an uptick in non-constructive input, sometimes bordering on trolling, which we believe is a divisive to our general readership. We have decided that turning off this feature for now is the best course of action. Don't worry though, fans will still get to have their say once the movie is released. Audiences can leave a user rating and comments as they always have. Last but not least, you would notice we are making layout changes. So essentially not that many people take Rotten Tomato very serious, to be honest. Why? Because an audience score can be fake. This has been done a lot. Something similar happened with a bunch of Star Wars movies and Black Panther. So essentially if you don't want to watch the movie, if you don't like the movie, you can still leave a review on any single website in the world without even watching the movie. So stuff like IMDb, Rotten Tomato, and a lot of other stuff. There's not many websites that verify whether you actually watch the movie. I mean, personally, I think what should be better for audience scores, obviously if you're not a critic, is there's some device where you have to scan your ticket to prove you've watched the movie. Because if you haven't watched the movie, yet you are going to say that you don't want to watch the movie, so you bring the overall score right down. General moviegoers aren't into YouTube. They don't really kind of watch the controversy, watch the press tour and all that kind of stuff. So it is very interesting. And at the same time, there's also a bunch of people making a lot of noise about the first reactions for the movie, that there's only one that's negative, but the reactions are what they are. So essentially what people are saying are Marvel is trying to censor Captain Marvel because they don't want it to negatively impact how successful this movie is going to be. But then at the same time, you have to question, has a Marvel movie ever flopped? Okay, guys, Civil War wasn't that good, okay? Oh, I'm going to get some comments now. But let me explain. It took me 3 attempts to actually watch Civil War all the way through. At first, I didn't like Civil War. Now I think Civil War is decent. It's not the best, but it is good. So it is interesting because obviously people are like saying this is going to have a massive domestic kind of interference on how well this movie will potentially perform. But then you have to look at reputable websites like, okay, Forbes is pretty good. So Forbes published an article today that says Captain Marvel soaring towards a possible 150 million domestic opening. So domestic generally means, I think, in America. So you've got all these people, like, let's read a bit of it. An army of easily triggered fanboys who don't like girls in their clubhouse cannot stop the inevitable. Marvel Studios' Captain America is soaring towards a domestic opening weekend north of $100 million and possibly as high as 150 as positivity buzz around the film continues. So it's interesting how this is actually written by pretty interesting contributor, Mark Hughes at Forbes.com. So at one end of the spectrum, we've got the Rotten Tomatoes score being taken down. Then we have advanced ticket sales generally saying that the movie is going to smash. It also goes on to say Captain Marvel has passed all MCU films in terms of advanced ticket sales, except for Avengers Infinity War and Black Panther. It's passed recent DCU blockbusters such as Wonder Woman and Aquaman, according to Fandango and Atom Tickets. Meanwhile, audiences' awareness, especially unaided awareness, is massive, with the trailers and ads are racking up views and positive reactions online, which it is really interesting, because I will leave this down below. It's quite an interesting article. There's a massive diversity, and obviously there's always going to be the Marvel DC kind of row, and now you've got Shazam fans from DC saying, no, we're not going to go watch Captain Marvel, we're going to go watch the real Captain Marvel, we're going to go watch Shazam. So there is a lot of diversity. There's a lot of females online speaking out that she isn't the hero we need. Alita, Battle Angel, even though Alita's not really a hero, is the hero that we need. There's a lot of rage at Captain Marvel movie, which it's interesting because the movie's not even going to come out yet. I mean, generally, if ticket sales do well the opening weekend, it will blow up. I'm not saying it's going to do better than, obviously, Wonder Woman, because that did quite well, and Aquaman, obviously, broke 1 billion worldwide. But it is interesting how the Rotten Tomatoes score is getting smashed, yet there is still a lot of positivity around it. The biggest concern, I guess, for moviegoers and people that report on stuff like this, like me, is there's a lot of people hating on the way the movie has been marketed, because essentially Brie Larson, who is playing a character she's been hired to play, she didn't get to write the own script. She had to read the script, where in the first trailer she says, Kree hero warrior. I mean, she's just reading the script. She is not a screenwriter for the Captain Marvel movie. And also, a lot of people came out the first screening, first reaction saying Goose the Cat is amazing. I don't really think that just because Goose the Cat is amazing and Talos, who is the main scroll in the movie that isn't really giving spoilers, are very good. I mean, you don't have to walk out a movie saying, wow, that was amazing. I mean, just take Iron Man 3 for sake. I mean, Iron Man 3? Yeah, okay. Yeah, you get what I mean. So it is interesting, and obviously, I think this all really started when Kevin Feige and Marvel said that Captain Marvel is the most powerful Avenger, and that has triggered a lot of people into kind of trying to boycott the movie. But at the same time, are these same people that won't be watching Captain Marvel? Are you not going to watch Endgame because she is going to be in Endgame? And I feel like you're doing yourself a discreditation, because obviously the 10-year of Marvel history does include Captain Marvel, and if you don't watch Captain Marvel, you're not going to get the full backstory for young Nick Fury. Obviously, if you do follow Marvel movies and Marvel comics, you know why Nick Fury hasn't called up Captain Marvel yet, because she is the silver bullet for a worst case scenario, hence why she's being called for this movie, and hence why she's being called for Endgame. You're also not going to get the full backstory of Phil Coulson, and you're also not going to get the backstory of like Ronan the Accuser, who went on to be the villain for Guardians of the Galaxy 1. So there is a lot of heritage in this movie, and yeah, I guess people like cats. I don't know why, but obviously we all know what this cat really is without giving spoilers, so that is why people are going to freak out over this cat. I mean, one of the biggest talking points for Avengers Infinity War is Rocket Raccoon. He's just a raccoon, and yeah, that's interesting. So is Rocket Raccoon ever going to meet Goose the Cat? Because that would be pretty dope. So one of the biggest highlights of a Marvel movie is the post-credit scene and the ending. So I guess if you don't go and watch it, you just can watch a YouTuber like me, watch my end credit scene, and watch my review if you don't want to go watch it. But either way, guys, I will be watching the movie very, very soon, and even if I don't like the movie, I will still be giving it an honest review. So guys, let me know, is all this bad press for the movie turning you off watching it? Is Brie Larson's actions in real life really going to stop you to go and watch a movie? And do you believe the conspiracy theory that Marvel is censoring Rotten Tomatoes website, even though it's owned by Comcast and Warner Bros, who are now owned by Time Warner? So it realistically has no affiliation to Disney. So I don't believe they're censoring it, but it is a bit odd how it went down to 28% and all of a sudden they don't want to show it anymore. But I think they've made the right choice in a way, freedom of speech. But then you got to be on the other bat. The Justice League movie took a smash hit, but it didn't get down to 28%. So I think it dropped so low that it was hurting the movie world as a whole, not just this movie alone. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this video. I know some of you guys hate these kind of videos, but I am in this field and it is a topic that comes up in the comment section and it comes up in my DMs. I get asked a bunch of questions what I think about the Brie Larson controversy, but I don't really think there is a controversy, but I can see for and against. I'm not really going to say what I think or what I feel because I'm going to be a non-biased reporter in this sense. So anyway, guys, I will catch you in that next video very soon. Catch ya later.